Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I'm joined by my co-hosts, Trigger Trade Parker, Marco Monreal, and Alex De La Cruz. What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Well, guys, we took our bye week a little bit early. You know, we were supposed to have an episode last week, but we took the bye week. It's okay. Now NFL teams can enjoy their bye weeks now, starting with the Raiders, the Titans, etc. Whoever is actually off this week. But anyways, it's been an eventful 2 weeks. Hell of a 2 weeks to go by. I wanted to start with the quickest thing we can go on is the whole Tua Tagovailoa thing. That shit was crazy as far as we saw from the Sunday game against the Bills leading up to the Bengals matchup, now 2 weeks ago. Overall, Trey, I'm going to start with you. What were your thoughts on Tua's injury?
Bro, I mean, from the get-go, they should have never let him play that next game. I still can't believe that they called it a back injury when he walks up and he stumbles like that. Like, that's definitely not. But I was reading a lot of research from neurologists and all the things like that on Twitter. Now, mind you, it is the internet, whatever. But a lot of people were saying the way his hands contorted, it's definitely something deeper. So that could easily mean that he had a minor concussion the first go-around, and then they let him play, and that second concussion could cause some major damage. And then there was another dude that said, Tua, it is in your best interest to quit football. Like, straight up said that. So it's scary, bro. Like, and you can tell now, like, with the stuff that happened this past week, they're kind of starting to watch it a little bit more, for sure.
Absolutely. Marco, your thoughts?
I agree with Trey completely. I mean, it should have been – I know that the priority is winning, but also the health of your probable franchise quarterback, maybe, right? That was the question. So you can't have a winning franchise without a franchise quarterback. I mean, that could be debated, right? So if he's out because he's not over being able to play football anymore, then, I mean, like, what's the point? Like, it's one game. It's a few games he could have waited, could have gotten back and been healthy. My question is where was the disconnect? Was it the neurologist's fault? The one that's there that's like not a part of the NFL that
the third party,
like the third party neurologist that is able to assess the players. Was it his fault? Was it the obviously it's an ongoing investigation. Was it the higher ups of the Dolphins just saying, you know what, fuck it, he's fine. He's showing that he's fine. Let's just go ahead and keep it that way and let's let him play, which I think was the most likely scenario there where they thought, hey, he's good enough. And they didn't expect this to happen, and it's football, and the quarterback is going to get hit. I mean, not a lot now, but whatever. That's another topic. But, yeah, man. So it's unfortunate, and it's not – it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all.
Alex, as a guy who's played multiple positions in football in high school, your just overall thoughts on the coach's decision to keep it going. Obviously, the neurologist, not scientist, sorry, I was going to say science, just, he said he's good to go. And then he was very aggressive when the NFL was talking to him, the NFLPA. Then, they had to fire him because apparently he didn't want to answer questions.
I was going to say they let him go, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, so, Alex, I mean, your overall thoughts on that?
Well, it's once – I guess whenever – I guess – probably Tua's thought too is that, like, you're in the middle of a high intense game against an opponent that made it to the Super Bowl last year, and when you get not necessarily that game, but the game before against Baltimore, when I could tell he wanted to go back in. He didn't want to sit out. Oh yeah, Buffalo against Buffalo. So like when they had injuries like that, it's his best interest is as a trainer on the staff to not let the player back go in, especially he looks like that. And this injury is taking a domino effect all over the league with all these flags, roughing the passer.
We'll get into that into a bit as well.
So it's a big domino effect going on in the NFL, and it as the trainers on the Miami Dolphins need to do a better job protecting their players. And football is just a one-time thing. You got you got kids, you got
Exactly.
some players have families, so you want to be there for them. So it's football's not always for everybody. I guess I don't know.
Who's the most to blame overall? Do you think? Do you think it's Tua himself? They probably could have lied during the exam. He obviously wants to go back in for his team, the coaches, the medical staff. What do you got?
I don't know. I don't want to throw blame at anybody, but you know, as seeing a lot of kids that had concussions in my team, sometimes you could kind of see that the coaches want to push the kids to go back out there,
Yep.
and the trainers trying to convince the coach like he's done. But then, as you know, a lot of coaches want their best players out there to try to win. So I don't want to throw all the blame on the coach. But if you see your QB like that, your franchise QB like that, you have to tell him to sit down. Even though if he's trying to get back in the game, you have to put him in his place. You have to tell him you need to
Or
sit down.
especially being the NFL, I think too, because again, lawsuits can happen real quick. Now, high school, obviously things can happen, but it's not as major. This is a professional, sport that is viewed by
millions. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like at that point, again, like Jose said, who do you blame? And I agree. I don't want to put blame on anybody, but if the player's like, Coach, I want to go back in. Coach, I want to go back in. It's not like, okay, go have fun. Like that's not how it is. There's steps you got to take, and there's things you got to check off and be like, okay, look, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. If one of those boxes isn't checked, that's a red flag right then and there.
As if you're a coach, it's your responsibility to, safety of your players. So
Yep.
So, I mean, you saw a very emotional Mike McDaniel after the game, after the Bengals game. He was very emotional. He was saying that, he looked, leading up to the week, he looked good. He was acting like himself. He was talking the right way. He wasn't confused. He was talking about plays and stuff like that. Like, he felt like, that he was doing good. But obviously, Miami's also been in the recent year or 6 months been under a lot of scrutiny because one, the former head coach Brian Flores was fired and then accused the owner of trying to pay him off to lose games for a better pick. So they got the owner suspended. And so now this leads up to more questions. It's like, what else are they doing that are a little, sneaky? Obviously, a lot of concerns going on right now. So, I mean, I'm just overall thinking, one, does this affect Tua the rest of his career? Like this, does he lose partially maybe his starting role or just himself the rest of the way? Or what do y'all think?
I think time will tell, right? With anything, it just depends. I don't know exactly the whole information on how he's doing now. I think he's able to come back and do like walkers and stuff in practice. I think that's for the last thing I heard. But I kind of want to mention something. I don't know if you remember or if y'all remember, but the Chiefs were playing the Titans, and I think it was last season. The Chiefs lost bad. They lost like 27-3, but Patrick Mahomes got rocked. And I don't know if y'all remember when he tried getting up. And he did the same thing like Tua. You remember?
His legs got jiggly.
First thing Andy Reid did was pull him out.
Yep.
Yeah. It didn't even matter what the concussion product. He was like, I don't care, and pull him out, right? And I think you see other stuff like that happen in the league, and it's like your question, like, why, right? And the whole Tua thing, like, to answer your question, I'll say I think it's going to be time. If we see that Tua's not himself, as these games start coming along, or if something bad happens again, I mean, like you said, like a few concussions can ruin your career, and especially a severe one like he had a while back. So we'll see what happens.
Gonna be like Billy Bob from Not Another Teen Movie, bro.
He's gonna be like the guy from Waterboy.
That's so sad to laugh at, though. Good God.
I mean, hopefully, we're praying for Tua's like health and for him to get better.
You're terrible.
How am I terrible? You saw Waterboy. They made the
so
movie.
Funny, but it's so bad to laugh at.
They made the movie.
Dude, you've seen some of the stuff that happens on the aftermath of CTE, bro. With all these guys.
CTE is bad. I mean,
one of the main neuroscientists. He's one. Antonio Brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the main neuroscientists that was like really like pissed was his name is Dr. Chris Nowinski.
Yep.
So he used to be a WWE wrestler, and he got really concussed in there, and that's where he's the one that figured out that Chris Benoit's brain was of an 80-year-old Alzheimer brain.
He was the first one to find out about CTE in that aspect, wasn't he?
He opened up a lot of facilities, and because of what happened to him in football and wrestling, so definitely tough thing
I
to
think
see.
he was one of the ones that was advocating like Tua needs to quit type deal.
Yeah, I was retweeting that shit a lot. But leading up to like what Alex was saying earlier, because of what's happened with Tua, does it lead to what we've seen recently with the roughing the passer calls this past weekend? Horrific calls that could be game-costing calls. Grady Jarrett with a beautiful sack on Tom Brady, not a freaking roughing the passer call. Then we see a strip sack from Chris Jones against Derek Carr on Monday night.
That was terrible.
Brutal.
Two bad calls. Overall,
this calls other than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of missed calls too. But because now we're going of what happened with Tua, how much is this affecting these calls now?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Because now they're looking at all the little stuff. And I'm sure some of y'all gotten the ESPN updates that, the NFL is starting to investigate this or starting to push more into this. And it's like, gosh, damn, here we go.
Well, there was a report that leaked out that said it looks like the NFL is not going to do shit about these roughing the passer calls after all.
I saw that.
So they're just going to let
see that one.
Because supposedly they said that the roughing the passer calls has actually declined this season compared to last season or something like that, right?
There's a few percentage wise. Like I think there was less calls now this time around here last year compared to last year's. But
I just want to know what roughing the passer is. Because literally nobody knows. Like it feels like
touching
every
them,
ref has their
touching them.
It feels like every ref has a different.
Yeah, and I mean I get it, right? We're all human. It is based off of what you see and what you feel. And at that point in time, I don't know the Tom Brady one. I don't know if he thought maybe he was slinging him down, which he wasn't. His body wasn't carrying him momentum wise. Because if he would have stopped, he would have probably broken his arm or shoulder or something.
I mean, he didn't power bomb him.
Didn't we see that, like, what was it, 4 years ago when the dude tried to avoid him and landed on his shoulder and, like, dislocated his shoulder? Was it 3 or 4 years or whatever? And then the Mahomes one, I don't know if they thought he landed on him, even though he had the ball. So there's no way.
Derek Carr.
That's what I meant. Sorry. And I don't know what that was about, man. I mean,
it's the back judge who threw the flag, so he just sees the back of freaking Chris Jones on top of Derek Carr. And my thing was, later on during that game, or even the next drive, actually, you see Patrick Mahomes get spun around himself, and there's no call for that.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no consistency.
No,
and I think it sucks because one that ruined the Falcons' possible comeback against the Buccaneers. It swings heavily the points. Because like I told you on the group message, if the Chiefs had lost by 3 or less, that's on the refs because of that call.
I strongly believe with the momentum we had at that point, with that happening, we go down and score at the other end, and that changes the whole ball game. This game is not as close as it was going into the second half. So,
not also that, but a lot of these guys on defense have, these little extra things in their contract with their sacks, and taking away, a sack in their stat sheet, it can probably cost them, millions of dollars,
$1 million,
and that sucks because what are you supposed to do whenever you're going full speed around a 300-pound offensive tackle and you're trying to strip sack a quarterback, and Derek Carr ain't a small dude,
No.
He could take a hit. So you have to, what is Chris Jones supposed to do there?
Yeah,
that's I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
What's crazy too is I saw a photo of the incident, and he has his left hand down, but obviously his right is holding the football, and it looks like he braced himself very well. And again, I get it from the backside. You look at it and you're like, okay, he landed straight on top of him. But again, 1, he didn't pile drive him. 2, you see the brace. 3, he has his right arm tucked because he has a freaking football in his hand. So it's like, why at that point would you not be like, okay, flags waved off? Because they get in their huddles and they talk about it and they say what they see. Why would you not wave it at that point?
That's literally on the other judges, like, or the refs, I should say, the sideline judge and all that. Because
Yeah.
why are you not correcting him? It's like, okay, you saw one thing. Let me tell you what I saw.
Exactly.
I saw him land softly, best he could, so not full his full force. He wasn't fucking like surfing or anything on their car. Why do we have replay for? Like, literally, like,
Yep.
why do we have all these cameras in the building if we can't even assess the right call at the right time? Like, I mean, this is going back to all the terrible roughing the passer calls, the pass interference calls. Like, why do we have so many cameras? I get it. We're not trying to slow down the game, but goddamn, like, let's get the calls right.
I was just about to get at what scares me is, are they going to make it that extreme to where they do start reviewing all major penalties?
I don't know if y'all watched any of the XFL games. I did. I watched them. The thing what they did one where there's challenges or calls that they needed to like quickly like adjust. They had a guy with an Xbox controller and a monitor.
Yeah,
who was just looking at shit. He instantly corrected the refs, and then we move on.
Yeah, and they were really fast at what they did.
Like,
I saw that. It was cool. So that's what my biggest concern is now, because there was that one pass interference call that was like a 40-yard pass interference call that put him down at like the 2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're scoring. Now, mind you, it was a real pass interference call, but I'm curious, are they going to start reviewing that stuff more?
I'm going to say right now, the refs can be ruining really good games, because what we saw one Sunday night, that was a really good game.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, anything else y'all want to like say something real quick? Any like things you want to share as far as maybe y'all's teams? Anything before we move on to the next segment?
No, I mean, we're good.
All right. Okay, so I had y'all come up with some interesting topics because I wanted to see what y'all thoughts are 6 weeks or 5 weeks after the seasons has started. So Alex, you're going to go first. Now your thing was I asked you, give me your top 5 rookies right now. So I want to hear them out. Like, let us know, bro. What is your top 5 rookies right now overall?
You did give me the easy one. Thank you.
Okay. At number 5, it was kind of hard actually to pick, but there's a lot of good rookies right now sticking out. But right now, I want to go to one of the guys that plays in Jacksonville. He's been turning that defense around too. Devin Lloyd from Utah State, first rounder, and he was a 27th pick. They're finding good value late round in the first round, and he's been huge for them. As a rookie, he has 2 interceptions in the season, outside linebacker. So I think he's having a pretty solid year. I actually didn't even have him in my top 10 and rookies to look out for, and he's he turned my head really quick on all the stuff they did, especially Jacksonville.
Work too.
And then, do I just go on, or how do you?
Yeah, keep going. We'll respond to your list.
And then number 4, I have Garrett Wilson, which was my rookie of the year candidate. He started out kind of slow, but I think now with Zach Wilson coming back, hopefully that could kind of help him with more opportunities. And then number 3, I got Chris Oliver, who was actually a pick after Garrett Wilson at 11, and I like him. Even though there's
Olave?
Oh yeah, Chris Olave. Yeah, my bad. He's they went to the same school. It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
And then another guy that I didn't think that was. I honestly thought that he was gonna be a bust. The first pick of the draft was Trayon Walker from Georgia. He also plays for Jacksonville. And then number 1, I have to go with the Southman Gardner in
that kid's
New York.
Bro.
He's playing really good, man.
Yeah.
There's teams that not even trying to like go his way.
Yeah.
He has 6 pass deflections. He has 1 pick, but still the pass deflections, and he's locking people up. And then I have a honorable mention, and I know you probably didn't tell me to do this, but I like Malcolm Rodriguez. Malcolm Rodriguez from Detroit, fifth rounder, man. I don't know if you guys watched Hard Knocks this year, But man, this dude, he's a short dude from Oklahoma State. You know, he ain't the biggest linebacker, but he hit one of the Kelsey brothers. Like he like freaking. I guess
Out
it
the
was like a
game.
run block. Yeah, he like freaking airlifted that dude, and I know Detroit ain't all that on defense, but he, you know, as a fifth rounder, he's proving a lot there in Detroit. So he's my honorable mention.
Nice. What are y'all's thoughts on his list, guys?
Actually, I think it's pretty solid, man.
It's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, the only ones that I probably would like squeeze maybe somewhere in there, but I think all those picks are really good. I mean, you can even go through like Aiden Hutchinson still. The Detroit hasn't been doing too well, but that on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively, besides this last game, they were not doing all too bad, and Aiden Hutchinson had a lot to do with that. So, I think I wouldn't say top 5, but you know, somebody like you said, like an honorable mention in there. But those are pretty good picks.
Yeah, I'm putting up right now on YouTube right now the 5 guys that, you know, Alex listed. I mean, solid list. Alex, why didn't you include Aiden Hutchinson? Is it more because of how the record's going, that they're the weakest defense out there? What's going on?
Yeah, that has to do a little, you know, a lot with it because like, you know, I think I had Aiden Hutchinson as a defensive rookie of the year, but right now it looks like Sauce Gardner is gonna be it because Detroit. I mean, like I said, they're good. Their whole secondary, they're giving up a lot of points. It's kind of hard to put you at rookie of the year if your defense is giving up a lot of points. But I you know, I do like him. He is getting off the ball, you know. But football is the 11-man sport, so yeah, he's one of those guys too that it was kind of hard not to put him in there just because of the record.
No, for sure, man. I mean, Sauce Gardner's been killing it. I mean, that team is 3-2. They're not last in the division. That is working really beneficial for them. And it's crazy enough, even though they're 2-3, you know, Jacksonville's got 2 young studs right there in your top 5.
Dude, it's freaking nasty. But I do love the Sauce Gardner pick for sure because, again, as a rookie for QBs to avoid you, that's impressive.
Yeah, big time. I kind of want to see him against the Bills this year. I wonder how he's going to do against them.
That's going to be a sick matchup.
Well, we saw last time that the Bills played the Jags. It didn't go well for the Bills, so just adding these 2 guys in there.
Defense, though.
And it'll be interesting. Sauce Gardner versus stepping up against Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, he could definitely. I mean, Diggs is cold, so I'm curious how that matchup would go.
And then Houston has a couple of pair of good rookies too. Then it was kind of hard not to put him in there. Dameon Pierce is playing really good.
Dude, Dameon Pierce is going off.
Yeah, and then they have a young stud in the back end playing safety for them. He's really been really good for them too. So there's a lot of good rookies in this class.
The class is kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Man, it's freaking. Yeah, I love it. Now let me ask y'all this before we move on to the next topic. I wanted to actually throw some questions at y'all. I want to see how y'all feel about this, since you know we got a little extra time with our good buddy Art not able to make it this week. Let me ask y'all some questions. I want to see what y'all think. Is Geno Smith the real starting quarterback?
No.
Hey, he's.
Yes.
I mean, he maybe not fantasy. I mean, not franchise, but he's getting the job done there in Seattle. You know, a lot of people had him like 0-5 right now, 0-6, whatever they are. But you know, they surprised a lot of people. They battle. So I guess you could say right now he is. I mean,
I think
obviously he is.
For me, it's kind of the same concept as the Cooper Rush deal. I think Geno Smith kind of has that. Okay, what can really happen? Think about the last few years of his career, right? Like he's gotten screwed over a lot. So it's kind of like, screw it, I'm just going to go play. Same concept as Cooper Rush. Have fun. And he's been throwing dimes, bro. Like that one, the title I'll lock it, that 40, 50-yard touchdown. Dude,
on the run too.
That one was freaking beautiful. And it's just completely replaced in his chest, you know, like So I think that's what it is. He's always been a decent quarterback. He just never got his opportunity, really.
And he is playing the guy he's replacing right now. He is playing better than him this year.
Yeah, thank you.
So. Hey, he's still got a long way, but so far he's been playing better than him.
Oh man! All right, next one. Who's current lead in defensive player of the year? And you could add a person if you don't agree with these two: Nick Bosa or Micah Parsons.
Oh,
Micah
easily
Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
Micah
Easy,
Parsons,
that's
bro.
easy.
That's
That's
an
an easy take, bro.
It was
Not
nasty.
even a,
That's easy take, Mike Parsons.
Yeah.
dude doesn't get tired, bro.
Dude, he was sick with the flu and still destroyed that offensive.
And had a groin.
Yeah,
injury.
he had a groin injury and he still played. And they line up in 4 different positions.
Yeah,
That is
he's
crazy.
the ultimate like Swiss Army knife on the defensive side for sure.
Yes.
I think the two men are both tied with 6 sacks. I think there's 2 more other gentlemen tied with them. I believe one is Matthew Judon, and God forgive me, I forgot who's the other person. But I think the other person's actually leading in tackles as well overall. So
And the only reason he doesn't have more sacks is because he doesn't play DN all the time.
Yeah,
And they sometimes don't shoot him through the gap because he has good hands too. So when he plays linebacker, he's also a threat. Like it's
He
pretty
could
crazy.
cover.
The dude's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty versatile. He's fast. That's why. Yeah.
and Crosby.
there you go, Max Crosby. There you go.
Crosby's
Man,
cold,
he's a
bro.
dog, bro. He's a dog.
Crosby is cold, bro. I will
He's a dog.
that dude is cold.
That's a guy I would want on my team for sure. Like you want somebody.
But I still like Parsons more. I think his athletic ability and again, where do they utilize him? Because they put him in so many different spots. He makes me think of Cam Chancellor, kind of just a bigger version where they put Chancellor wherever the hell they wanted him, type deal. Or Cam Chancellor. Who was the other one? Adams. I can't remember where he's from. But anyways, they just utilize
Jamal Adams.
Huh?
Jamal Adams.
Yeah. So I like that about Dallas, utilizing him like that.
Nice.
It's Dan Quinn, man. Dan Quinn in his defense.
He's a beast.
Stepping it up.
Defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's a better coordinator than a head coach for sure.
That focus on one thing for sure. All right, who's to blame for the Commanders' woes? Ron Rivera or Carson Wentz?
Juan Rivera, what the? Come on, Carson Wentz is like leading in all categories. You can't just and then the way he threw him under the bus. Come on, how are you gonna do that? That's terrible.
That's why I have to ask. Trey, did you give an answer?
Yeah, I don't want to answer.
Answer it.
I agree. It sucks, man. I still don't understand why that went down like that.
I think he was just feeling emotional and he just let something out that he probably should just kept close to his chest.
Yeah.
And Marco,
I understand Carson Wentz does Carson Wentz plays, but he's still he's still on top. He's still leading a lot of categories in yards. I think he's still leading and he's up there in top 5 in touchdowns. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, come on.
I love Ron Rivera, dude. Like I really do.
So do I.
But he's not like his Carolina days right now.
No, unfortunately.
All right. And then Marco, you said Carson Wentz, right?
No, I think it's a combination of both. I think Carson Wentz.
But pick one.
I gotta pick one.
Yeah.
If I had to, just because I feel bad for Carl Wentz. He has a bad break.
I feel bad for Carl Wentz too because you're gonna get him trending and his name's not Carl. There's a Carl Wentz out there. There's a Carl Wentz out there like, hey, shut up.
Nah, I'm gonna call him Carl Wentz for the rest of his life. That's who he is to me.
Okay.
But for the most part, yeah, I feel like he's had a bad break anywhere he goes. Like he sprained both of his ankles when he's with the Colts because he does like stupid plays where he tries like going for it and doing whatever. I guess he puts his body on the line, but you can't sprain both your ankles on the same play. He's that kind of quarterback, and he likes to take chances. But Ron Rivera, yeah, I don't know, dude. That shit looks like it's gonna break up real quick now.
All right. This is more for just something I want answered that I didn't get, a few years ago. Would the Chiefs have won Super Bowl 55 had the O-line not been ravaged?
kind of hard.
The way, okay. I don't know, dude. That's a hard
That's kind of
one.
hard to take.
Because you know why? Because that day, Devin White was a dog, bro. That dude is so good. Dude is
I feel like
so
anytime
good.
every time Patrick was dropping back, he was getting hit left and right. That Bucks defense
Yeah,
was really
so
good.
that D was
They were-
nasty that year.
I
Yeah,
think
that defense was really good.
it's a way closer game. It's a way closer game. And if I had to put my money on the line, obviously I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win that game. I think it would be a completely different game, for sure. Completely different.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I credit the Bucks and the type of team they had that season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
was nasty, bro.
That defense.
Yeah.
All right. Just been waiting 2 years to hear
You're
that.
welcome from the Broncos.
Best NFL player of all time.
Oh,
Position?
what the hell?
Any position?
Come on, the best player of all time. Don't have to be quarterback.
I like. I'm a defensive guy, so I'm gonna
Wait.
go Lawrence Taylor.
Ooh, LT.
Oh, okay.
I always played coming off the edge too, and I always looked at his highlights. I always liked the way he played. He was a dog, dude. I like Lawrence Taylor.
Anyone else?
I have to go with the obvious choice, unfortunately, as it is. Tom Brady.
Yep.
Stats,
You
rings.
gotta go with Tom.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's the ultimate obvious choice.
You guys are all offensive guys, aren't you?
No, don't get me wrong. I actually love a
I'm a
defense.
kicker, bro. I go both ways.
Unfortunately, offense is always where it's at. That's the guys who are always going to get the awards. Besides Von Miller in the Super Bowl, but that's the guys on offense are always going to get the awards. The quarterbacks are always going to be the top dog. Unfortunately, as it is, I love defense.
Yeah.
We do.
The defensive guys are always with the hard hat and
Yep.
steel toe boots type of guy.
Actually, I'll do one better. The offensive
Blue collar.
is always with the hard hats and never fucking recognized.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. I got to go obvious.
All right. Switching sports. Best NBA player today.
Today,
Yes. Best NBA player today.
I don't do this, bro. Come on.
Am I hurting your feelings?
It's tough.
I keep mentioning these people's names.
It's either Giannis, Steph, or LeBron. There's no other. I don't think you could pick anybody else.
But someone not
Another defensive pick. I'm gonna go Giannis, dude.
Yeah.
It's a freak.
Dude,
Downfall is that he can't really shoot. He can't shoot the three, but he could defend all 5 positions.
he's gotten better. That's all I gotta say.
He's gotten better. All right. Next question. Who's winning the 2023 NBA Finals?
The San Antonio Spurs.
Ooh. Whatever the fuck his name is.
The Clippers.
Oh,
Clippers? What?
That's that dark horse Clippers.
ooh.
Hey, they're getting PG and Kawhi Leonard back, and those two guys are a
They can't play.
big-time duel.
No, they can't play together.
They're a dark horse. That's my dark horse.
Well,
pick.
neither can Draymond Green or Jordan Poole, but they're still going to do it.
Touche, actually. Still can't believe that scenario, but who's winning? Man, to be honest with you, I'm kind of low-key hoping the Bucks roll it back. I don't know if they will, but again, you have one of the greatest players to ever play the game so far.
I mean, we could easily see probably this year finally Bucks versus Warriors. That'd be fun.
I still don't want the Warriors in. I also think the Suns are going to give people a run for their money because of what happened last year.
I think they're done.
You think so?
I think they're done.
I mean, I can see it either way, actually, but I'm hoping, I guess, because I like both.
So here's why I think they're done. I think the Suns are done because, like Alex mentioned, the Clippers duo is back, and if they're fully at health, that Suns offense ain't doing shit. That's just my opinion. You got the Warriors who are still going to be a dangerous threat. This time Clay will be fully healthy.
I know. I'm the Warriors.
not just playing 80%. So if unless you have to kick out Draymond Green and you still got Jordan Poole and all that, that's still a dangerous, trio there. LeBron is still going to be LeBron. He'll be there whether he's in the playoffs or not. He'll still cost you some games and stuff like that. I just don't think the Suns have the heart, and especially with the whole controversy with their owner, who is now being pushed out of the league, and they're losing Jay Crowder, which I think is a very underrated loss. I don't think enough people are mentioning that. I think, and then DeAndre Ayton doesn't probably even really want to be there.
That's my biggest concern. If he plays like he should play, they have a shot. But if he doesn't play because of the whole situation and scenario, then I agree.
He's not going to.
Yeah,
He's not going to. I think whoever gets out of the West wins. That's my take. If it's Golden State, if it's the Lakers, if it's the Clippers, whoever gets out of the West wins.
You give me Bucks versus Warriors, I'm picking Bucks.
I'm taking Bucks.
I'm not.
I like the Bucks better in that scenario, honestly, than versus any of the Western teams. I just think Giannis is just that much of a force, personally.
Giannis, and then you got Middleton. You got what's the little Holiday?
Drew Holiday. Yep.
You got some dogs there. So,
all right. Next question. When LeBron surpasses Kareem in all-time scoring, is he the GOAT?
No.
Bro, why are you asking these hard ass questions, bro? No. Chill out.
This is a sports show. The people want to know.
No.
Wow, putting us under the fire.
Good.
Look.
No.
If LeBron passes Kareem.
No.
Amazing achievement, but I still think he's two.
Yep. Agreed. Fantastic scorer. No.
Alex?
If he plays until he's like 60, probably.
He play with his
He wants to play with the Suns.
When he plays with the grandsons, that's when we'll know he's the best of all time.
Bro. Played for 80 years. Sweet.
All right, so no from all of you. Okay.
No.
Is this year Coach Pop's final year as head coach?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I don't know.
I don't know if he would want to leave the Spurs like that.
Exactly.
I think he would want to leave it as how, I mean, not as he walked in because they weren't good, but I mean, like he would like to leave. He would probably like to leave them in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they tank, because they're not going to be good, obviously, and they get either Victor Wembanyama or they get what's the other ones? What's his name? Poe.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Ho so fat, whatever they do.
Yo fat.
Bro, if we pick him up, I'm buying a jersey. Swear,
bro. I'm just saying. I think he would probably stay another year or two. So 2 years maybe more. I don't think he retires after this.
So you don't think it's his final year?
No.
That's exactly my thought process. Is if exactly what Marco said. If we tank and pick up the Wembanyama dude, whatever the fuck his name is, he's gonna stay at least for a year, and then deuces.
It sucks. I'm not trying to sound like a dick to him, but I've been calling him Wilmer Valderrama this whole time.
Is he from Harry Potter or what?
No, Fez, the actor who plays Fez.
Yeah.
That literally does look.
All right. If we're redrafting 2009 NBA draft, who goes first? Zion, John Morant, or Darius Garland?
Ja. In my opinion,
Ja.
I'm just saying Zion's still credible, of course.
Yeah. But the way Ja plays, dude, is scary.
Crazy. He makes other people better around him.
He does, but his athleticism is so stupid.
And I think his passing's underrated.
Very much so. I'm going Ja.
Do y'all worry that his speed and everything might revert to a 2011 Derrick Rose?
Oh, don't say that.
I'm just asking. I just have to ask the question.
Don't put that into the universe.
Man, that is one of the worst.
He's the closest, I think, to him.
I fucking love Derrick Rose, and that's the shittiest thing. Could you
I was so
imagine
sad. I was watching that game.
if Derrick Rose would not have gotten injured? Stupid.
Dude, was stupid.
I agree. That was fun, guys. I don't know why y'all were so stressed out about it for. I can come up with more questions if you like.
I forget the answer to these questions will come back and bite me in the ass somehow in the future.
All
It's
right.
like a replay.
And then Alex is having a little technical difficulty, guys. So if y'all don't hear him for a bit, it's okay. He'll be here. We'll just patiently wait on him there. All right. And that's why I kind of went with his list first, because I knew it could happen. Internet is his worst enemy. All right.
Arch nemesis.
Right. All right. Marco, it is time. So I asked Marco to be who he is. And by that, I asked him to come on this episode with the topic of him being Nick Wright. So for those who don't know Nick Wright, the guy from Fox Sports 1, and how much he loves the Chiefs. And so I told Marco, be the Chiefs. Be the Chiefs. So Marco, I asked you to rank all the teams, essentially, put them in tiers and tell me what your thoughts on them were. And I'll tell you right now, Marco, I liked your list. I liked it a lot. And we came up with some names for the tiers. So why don't you share with the world what they are?
Bring up the diagram.
All right. All right.
If some of these are stupid and I don't like what my team is, I might be mad at you. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Oh, they're gonna be stupid, and you're gonna get mad at him.
It's a rough year, boys. It's a rough year.
I didn't put them. All right, just see right now. It could be worse.
All right, so this is
they could not made it.
So this is Marco's tiers, and this is the bottom half. So Marco, I'm gonna pull up the bottom half right now.
All right. So yeah, so
woo-hoo! We didn't make that list, baby.
So this is gonna be the bottom of my tier, man. It's just gonna be I'm gonna start off with the bottom. The just give up list. All right, you have Carolina. Yeah, that's a fucking mess. I mean, they just fired Matt Rule. He's going back to college because he thought it was going to take 15 years for his plans to start working like Jay-Z. So, Jesus, hey, dude, it wasn't working. Get the fuck out of here. The Commanders, Carl Wentz. Yeah, your coach just told you suck, and that's the reason you're losing. Y'all going to keep losing, and it's not going to be good. Might as well tank. Detroit Lions, you know, I love their coaching staff. I love everything about them, but it's just like injury prone. Like, you know, might as well take these injuries and just leave them on the bench all year and just take them with you and just fucking tank it out and just see who else you can get in the first round pick. I mean, first pick in the draft again. Hey, might as well. Texans will be the Texans. They haven't been the same since the massages left. So, you know, they pretty much are ass, and they're going to stay ass, and they're going to keep losing. Now, we go to the second tier. It's going to be the you suck, and you know it lives. The Colts, they got Matty Ice. By the time next year passes around, he's probably not going to be there no more because I think he has a 2-year contract. But for the most part, he's you know the decline they talked about Tom Brady having? Well, this dude started since Tom Brady kicked his ass in the Super Bowl and came back on him. That's when his decline started. He has never been the same ever since. So he's going down the hole. Seahawks, man. I mean, they suck and they know it, and they're probably just like gonna be there just to write it out. And you know, they're not gonna be that bad where they're gonna like have to like just give up, but they're not gonna be good enough to make the playoffs or anything like that. So they'll continue sucking. Now, going on to my favorite list of all of them is the you suck and you don't know it. Is the Patriots. All right, the Patriots started out. It's like you have Bill, right? And he was an amazing coach, greatest coach of all time. But it's like he's so good that like he still thinks that like his team could do good and it's gonna be a good like season. But you have some dude with the name Zappy, like a good candy name, has been doing actually all right coming in. But I mean, Mac Jones was crying, and I think he's still crying after breaking his ankle or whatever. So it looks not too good at the Patriots. They have an underrated defense, but for the most part, they think they're good, but they're really not. And yeah, it's not good. I'm sorry about the Bears, dude. You know what? For some reason, they still y'all Bears fans, Jesus Christ, y'all speak all good every year, and it's just like, God damn it, I'm sorry. Like I just didn't want to put them there just because out of respect for y'all. But holy shit, I mean, Their QB doesn't even pass the ball 15 times in a game. The dude's a mess. Going off to the Falcons, I mean, they're there. You know, they're just there. They're trying their best, and I applaud them for it. They're gonna be all right in a few years. The Steelers, I mean, a complete mess. They got Pickett in. I don't know what happened to their defense. Supposed to have a great coach. He hasn't been doing too well this year with his squad. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That sums up the list for the bottom part.
Trey, what do you think about those bottom teams? And what's with the heavy breathing?
What that is. It's pretty accurate, though. The only one that I'm not a fan of being at the bottom is the Detroit Lions, but I agree that they should be on the next tier up, probably. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty spot on, to be completely serious. The way the Detroit Lions were going, I don't think they should give up just yet. That's the only reason.
They don't need to give up. They're just going to allow all the points to get bashed on them.
Yeah.
All right. The next tier for Marco was stuck in limbo.
Yep.
All right.
Agree to that.
I'm not gonna talk about every team in the stuck in limbo. All right. I mean,
Just your overall thoughts on it.
This is a good chunk in the league. All right, where the Raiders their record, I think, doesn't really resemble who they are, and they're in that limbo of like wanting to pretend like they're actually going to do something in the division, but they end up not doing it. The Broncos are like still figuring everything out. They don't even know if they have a good coaching staff. They don't know what's up with Russell Wilson, and they're in that limbo phase where it's like, yeah, maybe we could be good, but something's not working, and we need to figure it out. The rest of the teams are in that same predicament where you're either waiting for players to come back, you don't have a good QB, and you're just trying to make it out. People are hurt. Yeah, for the most part, I think that sums up stuck in limbo. The pretenders are going to be people in the Super Bowl slump like the LA Rams, where, if Matt Stafford keeps hitting hit like when he was at Detroit, I mean, you're probably not going to have a quarterback for too long, no matter how long lasting he is. So they need to figure something out on the line and get people healthy and whatever they need to do. For the rest of the teams, the Vikings seem like they have a good record, but they're not like actually that team. Does that make sense? I feel like if they play better teams, like they're going to get demolished. I just don't believe in Kirk Cousins. And that's it. Even though he's on my fantasy team and he still does shit sometimes. I don't even know how you have Justin Jefferson. Like, I don't get it. And the only other team I would talk about in here is I think the Giants they're good. Are they actually good?
It's Coach Dable. You'll fight for that man. Like that ass. That's what it is. It's Coach Dable. You're fighting for him. Like look at his energy.
I watch his emotions on the sidelines, and I'm like, okay, you're kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Coach Dable. Like we know who Danny Dimes is. There is no Dimes. He's more Danny Pennies.
And when it comes to the Chargers, hey, Coach Staley, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Hey, keep going. Hey, keep fucking go for it on 4th and 2 with 4 minutes left in the game, and hey,
on your side of the field,
in your own half, hey, keep doing it. I support you, dude. Look, I think you're gonna get Coach of the Year, maybe. You keep doing shit like that. Keep going.
All right, we'll go now to his top half of his tiers.
So, contenders: the Bucs, Cowboys, Green Bay, Ravens, and 49ers. I think those are the teams where they have the potential to be in the Super Bowl.
First, I'll stop you right here because there's one team that's missing.
What?
And I already know what you're doing here.
No, don't stop him. Let him go.
You gotta be kidding me.
Go ahead. I already know what you're doing and where you're going.
Hold on. You guys are cutting in and out, but I'm looking at this list, and it tell you too, it's kind of funny. It's really funny actually, but the way this is shaping out to be, come on,
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Continue, Marco.
Oh my god,
you son of a bitch. As soon as I didn't see that one team, I was like, okay, that's it. There we go.
Hey, yeah, but like I was saying, the contenders, hey, those teams all there could be there with the Super Bowl dreamers, wanting to get to that top spot. You know what I mean? But they're gonna need to change things around. And when it comes to Super Bowl dreamers, I mean, the Eagles are showing that they're pretty impressive. They got a dog at quarterback. And I think they're going to keep proving that they're a good team. The Bills, I mean, you have Josh Allen. and Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis and a good defense with Von Miller. Like the sky's the limit for them. And I think those two teams, if we were to face,
Hey.
All right.
Okay, show the last one. Show the last fucking tier. There it is. There. I already, as soon as I get to Super Bowl people, I was like, okay, here it is. Here we go.
Why are they the one, Marco? Cocky ass on the camera. I want to show his face.
Who would have known?
Who would have thunk? Why are they number one, Marco? Why?
Just the best team in the NFL, dude. I don't know much more to talk about. Got the best offense in the league. All right. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep knocking teams out.
Not if y'all keep getting roughing the passer calls.
Yeah, sure. No, fuck that. But I'm excited for this matchup against the Bills, dude. And I think it's really going to prove who we are.
Super excited about this matchup. I really, really am.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be pretty cool. I can't wait to watch it.
Like it could be a pre-Super Bowl like experience. Like it could be fun.
So overall, what do y'all think of his list, guys? It looks like he got with a committee, and they all agreed that the Chiefs were number one. How do y'all feel about this?
Legitimately, the list is actually pretty decent. Like it really is spot on. Like the only one I had an issue with is the Lions. I agree why you did what you did, but I'd have put one tier up just because I don't think they can give up just yet. Other than that, everybody else is pretty fucking spot on. And I did love the lid because there's
I probably would have put the Raiders one down.
Who?
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams in limbo for sure. So I really did like that category a lot.
I think the reason I agree with the Raiders' position on limbo is because, one, they should have beaten the Cardinals. Two,
a lot of these games recently. Like, let's be realistic.
Two, they're they're 2 plays away from beating the Chiefs this past weekend.
Because they're 1-4, right?
1-4.
Yeah, that record doesn't suit them.
But here's the thing:
at least 3-2.
Josh McDaniels should not have gone for the 2-point conversion. Just tied the fucking game up.
That pissed me off so bad.
And then the other thing was Hunter Renfrow, know your fucking routes. Why are you running into Devontae Adams? Poor photographer suffered the wrath you were supposed to get.
Hey, Devontae Adams can push me any fucking day. Let's go.
Push you for motivation or push you to get
He should have pushed that corner whenever they pressed his ass.
Yeah, touche.
God damn.
Push on a rip like that.
Yeah, he should have.
Have you seen have you seen that video when he slaps when he gets into the locker room, he slaps that ball guy in the head? That was like Devontae Adams when they went to Renfrow.
I saw one that was a skateboarder. And he was coming and he fell and he started rolling. And it says, when Devontae Adams pushes me. I was like, oh my God, that's great.
Oh, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So, all right. And the only thing I would have said is the Chiefs aren't the one because they have the one loss. The Eagles should be the number one right now. That's kind of like the only thing I would say. I mean, they're 5-0 with Jalen Hurts only having 4 passing touchdowns. 4.
But
passing touchdowns.
Put them up there.
Nah, they're tough. They're fucking.
They haven't shown 100% that yet. So
yeah, I want to see Jalen Hurts' passing touchdowns more than his just running because obviously he's got more rushing touchdowns than passing. But it's a good list, Marco. I like it. Way to go.
Very much so.
How's Patrick Mahomes an underdog at home? Explain that to me.
I don't know. I don't know who came up with that.
Yeah, actually, I actually don't understand that concept either.
That's crazy.
The secondary for the Bills is still hurting. We don't know what Jordan Poyer's status is for the weekend game. I mean that Trey White isn't coming back yet, so I don't agree with that. I think the home team should be the home favorites, even if it's just -3 or whatever the fuck it is. But don't disrespect them like that. It's not like the Bills have been amazing against playoff teams. They've been amazing against shitty teams. I mean, just to be fair, look at the game against the Ravens. Ravens should have won. Analytics beat them. They should have possibly beaten the Dolphins, but they didn't because even though they had the fucking ball for 40 minutes, they didn't. So playoff teams, the Bills are struggling. So I don't know. I wouldn't have given them the favorites for the weekend game, but anyways, final segment. Trey, your list was revealed to the team.
The 2022 MVP candidates, top 5.
This man said
So-
I give him the toughest one.
At number 5, as of right now, if he can stay healthy, I'm going Herbert.
Justin Herbert?
If he can stay healthy. He's got a lot of weapons. Mind you, Keenan Allen's out. Still Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. He's got a lot going on. I think if he can stay healthy, once he gets Allen back officially, that's a scary unit that to basically stat him up. That's my number 5. My number 4, just because I understand where they're at stats-wise, but I have Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
I think Hurts has done very, very well. He looks way more comfortable in the pocket. He's gotten off some really good throws. There was that one play where he kind of felt the pressure and he stepped back, kind of went around and bombed it. So I was very impressed. That's why I have him at number 4 right now. I would put him at 3, but I don't know if they can keep this momentum rolling. You know what I mean? So that's my number 4. My number 3 right now is Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Dude has put up stupid numbers. Mind you, he had the last game with the Bills was kind of whack, but he's definitely put up some ridiculous numbers. He seems more comfortable as well, ironically, with some of the balls he's been throwing. So he's my number 3. Pat Mahomes, number 2. The only reason I have him at number 2 is because my number 1 is Josh Allen. Josh Allen's numbers are fucking stupid. And don't put your camera down. He got lucky with 4 touchdowns with Kelsey. Let's be realistic.
No, let's be honest. Kelsey got lucky with the 4 touchdowns.
They should never let that happen. That's bullshit. But it is a close 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So that could easily change this next coming week, right? If the Bills do shit and the Chiefs do work, that could easily flip-flop. But that's my top 5. I do have a dark horse, and y'all aren't going to like it. You ready for my dark horse?
I already liked your list, but okay.
Kirk Cousins.
Get out.
Bro, think about it.
Fuck
Get
out
out.
of here.
He's got
Get out.
stats, B.
He ain't your dark horse when Michael
Dark horse.
Parsons been doing shit for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are ass. But the only reason they're around is because of him.
Player is going to get MVP. Now, yes, it has happened before, but I don't think it's going to happen this year with the stats that these guys are throwing around. I don't.
If they can get to the playoffs, I don't care if it's a wild card. If
Actually,
they
you
get to the
could be right. If they get to the playoffs, they could.
I think Michael Parsons can get in there, but
I still don't. Unfortunately, it's so lopsided, bro. I hate it because I do want a defensive player like Charles Woodson when he won that one year. Like, I want a defensive player. But again, look at the stats. Out of how many years of MVPs, there's been 5, maybe 6 defensive players?
I agree.
Doesn't happen that often, unfortunately, as it is. Shit, I wanted Von Miller that one year he went the fuck off on everybody. But it doesn't happen, bro.
so what do we think about Trey's list, guys?
I really didn't hear any of it.
I like it. I like it.
Trey, can you listen in the private chat so that way he can see what you said?
Yeah.
Marco, what was your thoughts?
I like the list. I like the list up until the
I think I heard
think
Kirk
that should be
Cousins.
so
Was that right?
As a dark horse.
Is that
As
for
a
real?
dark
Or is he
horse.
just playing around?
He says a dark horse.
Dark horse.
Oh, okay.
I said shit show.
I'm sitting right now.
I don't think he's a dark horse. I think he's a shit show.
Oh, get out of here, dude. Don't be a hater,
Let me
bro.
ask you: Is Kirk a top 10 QB right now? If
Is
you got to
he?
think about QBs, I'm asking you. Do you think right
Yeah.
now is he?
I think so.
He's like right at 10 probably.
I think so.
It's probably 11.
He has stats, bro. Like, again,
Yeah, but
I'm not
doesn't-
saying that they're the best team in the NFL,
I know.
but his stats wise, he's cold.
Ooh, I like that list. I really do like that list.
See?
don't have it.
I think
You
so.
don't like it.
But I mean,
Yeah, I think you don't-
they're all
you don't like it.
QBs.
I know, and that's what we were talking about. Like, I just don't know if a defensive player.
Patrick Mahomes is on
Yeah.
pace for 52 touchdowns.
No, he again,
52 touchdowns and
again.
over 5,000 passing yards.
But look at Allen. He's on pace for a shit ton as well, and he rushes more than Mahomes does. So even if
I
he
like-
does,
like-
get those,
That ain't my whole fact that they don't have a running back.
I like Hurts. I like Hurts because this was the year to prove himself.
Yep.
And he's shown a lot of people.
he's definitely
he's
stepped
about.
up.
I agree.
And I wouldn't be mad if he wins MVP over
No,
Mahomes.
I-
Allen,
if
and
they
all these
keep-
guys.
I wouldn't be mad either. I like
If
to
they
put
keep
Hurts
up
in
the
there.
pace that they're at right now, he could easily make it, and I would not be mad.
But this is going to be a big test for him. He is playing against one of the better defenses in the league. So
It'd be a
let's see
good
what he
game.
could do. And
I'm excited.
he could probably fall off this top 5 list if he has a horrible game.
That's true. I agree.
It's definitely an interesting. I like the list.
You're still disgusting, Trey.
I think I would replace Justin Herbert with Micah Parsons. I just believe right now Micah Parsons has just been that much of a beast for the Cowboys.
They need
Like-
to give the MVP to a freaking defensive player, man.
That's
Come
what we were
on.
talking about, man. I just
It's
Like-
crazy.
Like my thing, like guys, y'all know I don't like Cowboys fans. I can't stand that shit. But I'm gonna give them the
neither.
props. I'm gonna give them props right here with Micah Parsons.
Mhm.
That man is making sure
special.
they're still fighting.
Special.
They're one game behind division, and that game against the Eagles. I know y'all were talking about Bills versus Chiefs, but that Eagles Cowboys game is going to be huge
It's gonna
for
be
them.
good. Yeah.
He's a generational
dude,
talent.
that
He's
is gonna be
legit.
big. I didn't even think about that. Fuck.
So let me ask you right now: we can end it here now, or y'all want to go with predictions like we normally do, or do y'all want to just like cut it? Y'all can
I
send
say we cut
predictions.
it and we'll do predictions with Art and next time. That's personally me. I'm down for whatever though.
Yeah.
Y'all, all right. So I'm good. Alex, you good?
I'm down for whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, just send me y'all's predictions list. Obviously, let me run down with y'all though the people who are watching and listening, who's winning and who's not.
Oh fuck this. Dude, I had one
Damn,
game
son.
and then just right back to the shit.
I'm still up there, right? I still got a long way to go.
All right, let me
I'll
tell
get up there.
let me tell you. This is a good week for us. Let me just say that right now. I said in the group chat, this is a great week because we all ended 500 and up. There was no real bad overall. The first 2 games with the Broncos and the Packers game, we picked them all unanimously. That was a shit show for us. That started out bad for all of us.
Actually.
So in last place right now, it is Trey with 41, 33, and 1.
That's not that bad.
In
It's
fourth,
really not, but it just sucks.
no, because he went up and then he's out back.
That's why I'm mad.
Because he went 8-8. That's why. In fourth, ahead of you by 1, it's Art at 42, 37, and 1. I don't think my math is right. I think yours is 41, 38. I'll fix it later.
Whatever.
Tied for second, it's Alex and Marco at 43, 36, and 1. And then I am your leader in this
Collusion.
list. So at 48, 31, and 1.
Collusion. I'm gonna look into this and see if you're cheating.
Wait,
Collusion.
me and Marco are tied?
Yes.
Making a comeback.
What the
baby.
heck?
You had that one bad week last week.
Yeah.
A really
And I
bad
had a
week that
good
set
week.
you back. Yeah, this week he went.
Marco's actually been pretty consistent. That's his thing.
What about me? I'm up by like 5 points.
Shut up. You shut up.
Nah, whatever. You suck.
Wow.
This next week is gonna be kind of hard to do the pick.
Hell yeah, it is.
Games coming up.
Yeah, now we have bye weeks entering, so now we're gonna have 2 less games to like be
I'm
predicting.
not gonna lie. I hate bye weeks due to fantasy. Whatever.
For real.
They do affect a lot.
Half my
All right.
team already with the fucking bye. Bastards.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we cut out?
Nah, that's it, bro.
I'm all good, man.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us tonight's episode. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. We truly appreciate it. Follow us on TikTok at Poodle Pizza Sports. Did I say TikTok? TikTok. Follow us
Oh,
there.
what's up, bro? We're coming back. Let's go.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We will. So to those
I'm
who
the Charles Barkley of this podcast. So keep running your mouth, you Pennywise looking little
bro,
boy.
You didn't even show up, bro.
I was gonna say some stuff, but I didn't want to get banded or anything. And I like the dude talking a lot of mess with his profile picture looking like a 4x4 forehead. Keep talking that trash, Pennywise looking little boy. But all jokes aside, man, I like it. I like it. Keep talking that trash. I like it.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh wait, so if we're the NBA on TNT guys, is that Trey is Shaq, I'm Ernie, Marco and Art can be Kenny. Actually, you know what?
Marco and Art can be Kenny.
Art can be Kenny. Art can be Kenny, and Marco could be what's that WNBA player?
Oh,
No,
fuck you.
you be D-Wade. You kidding? You be D-Wade.
Yeah, I'll be
What's that WNBA player?
Don't they make fun of somebody that works there on the set? I keep on forgetting what they call him.
Oh,
He's
I know
like
who you're talking about. It's like how you get up. They make fun of Hembo, but I know who you're talking about.
They make fun of people all the time.
If anybody's Charles Barkley here, it's Jose. Straight up.
How? I'm hosting.
You say the most outrageous shit.
That's funny.
Name the last thing I said. Oh,
Marco can be the screen that Kenny.
You literally made today. You said about that kid, that guy with CTE on whatever show. Waterboy.
I wasn't like Charles Barkley and said, the fat women from San Antonio freaking eating churros and all that shit. That's Charles Barkley.
Hey, Jose, you heard me?
What'd you say?
Marco could be the screen that Kenny touches, aka Art.
No, wait. Well, but why isn't Art a candidate for Charles Barkley? He's the one that said the weather doesn't affect me.
Actually, that's a very valid. It's a very valid argument, actually.
It doesn't affect the game at all. We're supposed to close out.
This shit gets me every time.
Jesus.
This shit gets me every time.
3 years later.
It's still be there. All right, guys. Well, like I was trying to say earlier before we got confused on what the fuck we were talking about. Awesome. Follow us on TikTok at Puerto Pizza Sports. Follow us on Instagram at Puerto Pizza Sports. Follow us on Twitter at Pizza Sports Pod. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. We truly appreciate all that. Comment.
Hell yeah.
All you want on any platform. We'll respond back. We'll have fun with you. Y'all can
that
keep
last
on.
post was dope, baby.
Y'all can say Marco's the god. Y'all can say Alex is ass or shut the fuck up, whatever the fuck it was to comment. You can say Trey. You can say Trey. You picked my Browns, my boy. Like,
oh, dude,
different emotions. There was no need to attack Alex. There was no need.
I read that
people have been coming for Alex's head, bro. It is funny. Gosh, the last 4 posts they have come for Alex hard.
Like,
it's funny because I'm top 2 every single week.
Yeah, I know that's what's
and they still talk trash.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been spared for whatever reason. I've so far been spared from anyone's wrath.
Oh my god!
But I'm waiting for that day when it finally happens.
You don't post any outrageous shit you say.
Because what do I say? Or you want me to put on TikTok?
You said some fucked up shit.
Hey, you can't put on TikTok the whole Waterboy scenario.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do that. We'll get banned.
Touche.
No, we probably will get banned.
And about Christians.
And
I wasn't.
TikTok is from China, right? They don't give a fuck about Christians.
Touche.
Touche. You say some fucked up shit. Oh god,
that's good stuff. I love the panel so much.
Let's cut out.
I mean, I just don't know what controversies. Y'all let me know if I say anything controversial. I'll post it up. I don't mind. I don't give a. Bro, I've eaten a chip and died on screen. Okay,
oh man, that's
we'll
good.
Fine. All right, guys. Follow us on all that. Like, share, and subscribe. Like you said, for Trigger Trey, for Marco Monreal, I Axel Cruz. I'm Jose Garza, guys. We are Puerto Pizza Sports. That's not our cover banner. Y'all have a good night.